Hello, I have a 2004 911 Turbo that I just did a water pump change job, thermostat, spark plugs, and oil change. And this job has been very difficult, so I thought I'd make a video to help save others time. So step one is to remove the air filter by removing the one screw as well as the air intake and unplug the air sensor wire. Step two, jack the car up in the back on two sides. Step three, have a center jack with a board on it that's going to help hold the motor up. Step four is these are two motor mounts, left and right, and these are two exhaust wires that go to the sensors in the exhaust system as the exhaust has to come out. So you jack up the motor and with the jack and put the wood under the motor, and you remove the 18mm bolts that are already gone as I haven't finished this job, left and right on the motor mount plate that's in the back of the motor. When you do that, you would then lower the jack down, which will allow the motor to drop down approximately 4 inches, as you can see. What you do then is remove the exhaust clamps. These are Allen key bolts, left and right, and you would then slide the clamps off the retaining clips that attach to the motor mount. You slide them to the side of the car on each side. When that is out of the way, you then undo this bolt to the heat shield to your turbocharger and remove the nuts to the turbocharger, left and right, and then you pull your exhaust back and let it drop down out of the way. When it's out of the way, you then remove the motor mount, which are 4 bolts, 2 here and 2 that you can't see, and take the motor mount off. You then make note of actually the belt position. I made a diagram on cardboard right here and also took pictures on my cell phone. You then undo the tensioner bolt with a 15mm socket and a 1/2 inch drive wrench and take the belt off. You then take the hose off the bottom of the water pump and let it drain into a bucket. And there are also 2 drain plugs that go into the cylinder heads left and right if you wish to use that to drain that as well. The water pump is inaccessible and it has Torx bolts on the perimeter of the water pump. You remove the water pump, replace with a new one. I use the blue RTV gasket sealer, but you don't necessarily have to do that. After that, I realized that the spark plugs were accessible. They are, when the exhaust is out, they're under this plate. So you take this plate off with 2 10mm bolts. You'd also take this heat shield off left and right, allowing you access to the spark plug covers. They have a coil on each spark plug that have 2 Allen key bolts in them. You unplug the wire to the coil by sliding back the rubber boot, and then take each wire off, then take out the Allen key bolts, and then you pull the coil off the spark plug and remove all the spark plugs. Replace the spark plugs with the Porsche spark plugs. I don't know if you can see the number. It is number 999-170-19590. This was very difficult. There's not much room to get at them, but I did this both left and on the right side. Above the water pump is a thermostat. I'll show you that from the top. The thermostat is right here. This bigger hose goes to the thermostat housing. It has 3 10mm bolts. One was easy to get at right here, but the inner two were a bit difficult. I had to use a swivel extension as well as a universal joint to get to them. The thermostat was spring-loaded. I don't see it right now. Here it is. It was spring-loaded, and I had to push down on these tabs and rotate it out of its housing and replace with the new one. As far as changing the oil is concerned on this car, there are 4 spots. There's a reservoir in the back, right here. There's 2 turbocharger spots, here and here. And also the crankcase bolt here. So 4 spots to drain the oil. Start with the back reservoir. This number 2, turbochargers 3 and 4. You then unscrew the oil filter cap, and they make a socket that goes over it, but mine's stripped, so I ended up using big spanner pliers to take it off. Put a new oil filter in. It holds 8.5 quarts of either Mobil 040 oil, or you can use 540 synthetic oil. When you're done, you, which I have yet to do, you jack up the motor to the right spot, and you put the 2 18mm bolts in the motor mounts, and then add antifreeze back into the filler tank. I'm probably going to need to run it for a bit and let it circulate through and adjust the level. Anyway, I hope that helps people. Thank you.